Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
G'day and Sweaty Carb. Well, today we were very privileged to have a truly wonderful and moving talk about Remember-ens Day. So if you have the chance to especially listen to this talk on Remember-ens Day, grab it. So, and the speaker was Colin Whitlock. So, Colin, just tell us a little bit about why Remember-ens Day is so special.
I think, without a shred of a doubt, is to remember all the dead, all the casualties from either side over the war period. It started off with the poppies because of the fierce fighting that was done in the Flanders, which the area was completely destroyed. Then after the fields started to have a bit of growth coming back through, poppies grew. So people embraced the poppy, the red poppies, as a way of remembrance, not the politics side of it, because the casualties of all wars from all sides. And it's very, very moving, and it's important to remember that even now, where there's conflicts that are going on in the world today, that people remember and show their respect for those that have given their life.
Yes, it's tremendously important that we acknowledge those people who've served their country, even if we didn't think that the country itself did the right thing.
I think that's the important part. As a ex-serving soldier, some of the politics of war you don't agree with, but you know, for king and country or queen and country, that you embrace it and you take it forward to serve the best that you can. I think if you talk to anyone who's ever served in the forces, they will recognise that the comradeship that is taking place, you will never have more stronger bonding with people than people that you fought in a conflict area with.
This is that great expression, band of brothers.
Yes, very much so. You know, even going through training, you automatically start that bonding. But if you serve in places like I did in Northern Ireland, you rely on your mates. You can't do it alone, and it's very important to have that significance. I did my intake into the British Army 40 years ago, and I still keep in contact with people today, and we will have a reunion next year.
Because I always think that one of the saddest things I think in some ways in my lifetime was the terrible lack of respect that was given Vietnam vets, both in Australia and even more so in the States.
Without a doubt, it was unfair, the treatment that they received, and until people have actually served in an exceptionally heated moment under conflict, then it's very difficult then to understand the pressures that they're going on. And we still see it today. Former friends of mine that served in Afghanistan and Iraq, who were being persecuted from events that was alleged to have taken place, and it is very, very wrong. Governments do not do enough to support forces that they have sent into conflict areas.
Because this terrible phenomenon of homeless vets, one hears about it more in the United States, but it's a problem everywhere.
If I talk just about the UK, I know that there's a lot of soldiers, or ex-soldiers rather, who have served. They find it hard to adjust to the civilian street. Often they're homeless, they need shelter, they need food, they have mental issues from some of the horrific things that they've seen or been part of, and there is definitely not enough government support.
So there you go. So this Remember-ens Day, the 11th of the 11th, or any Remember-ens Day, or all through your life, try to show the respect to these vets that they deeply, deeply deserved. And of course, just a little bit about the Poppy Day, and buying a poppy. So
next week on the 11th of the 11th, next week on the 2018, it's 100 years since the end of the armistice of the First World War. So please wear your poppy with pride. They are available in a number of destinations throughout Pattaya and Jomtien, and we'd be very grateful. Because one thing that is important to know is that the money from the Poppy Appeal, although it's British Legion led, half of this money actually goes to the Thai veterans for their Armed Forces Day, which is done in February, and that's supporting Thai veterans, so that's important to know.
And little known that Thailand did have a contingent in the First World War. But for now, really thank Colin Whitlock for really reminding us about how important it is to honour our vets, and really emotional and moving talk. So thanks, Colin. And we'll see you back here next week talking about back. It's actually going to be about backs. It's going to be about how to avoid back pain and what to do when you get it. So that's something we can all learn from, because 80% of people have some level of back pain, but and some of those are vets as well. So thanks again, Colin.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Bye for now.